Hey everyone, so this week we want to talk about winterizing your golf cars, your batteries, and then we're going to go over the lithium product. We see a lot of times in the springtime your batteries fail, and I'm going to show you how to make it very cost efficient and the batteries not to fail on you. So what we'll take is distilled water, and we will water your battery. Sometimes you'll have the single point system, which is very nice. So you can just hook up and pump those babies up, and that will go through every one of those cells and fill the batteries up. Now, if you don't have the single point watering system and you just have caps, we also sell a single point watering system or a manual point watering system that you can do every individual cell. So after we get done watering the car, and the biggest thing here is when you're hooking up and unhooking into this car, you're doing it over the battery. I see a lot of people do it on the cowl, and that will ruin your cowl. They'll put acid right down your cowl and it will look terrible. So when you're always hooking up, you're always on the inside of the battery pack. Because when it releases that little bit of water, you do not want that on the cowl of your car. So now, make sure you use distilled water. So when you get done watering every one of those batteries, and you have a single point watering system, I want you to pull this up and take a look inside here. And I want you to observe at every cell in the battery and make sure it's full. Because if this bobber does not work, it can leave one cell dry. And then that's where you're gonna have a problem. And then that battery is gonna be bad over the year, over one season. So we're gonna go down through here and we're gonna check every cell to make sure that every one of them have water. And that's very important. So you do that through every battery, because if one cell's dry, then that's where you're buying a battery pack. Now, another thing I want to tell you is you're going to fill it up, and I want you to fill it up 2 weeks prior to storing your vehicle. So what I want you to do is fill it completely full of water. I want you to check every cell on the battery pack. And then you're going to want to run it and charge it at least 5 cycles. And I don't want you to just go to that down to the mailbox and back. I want you to run the car. What we're trying to do is take the distilled water inside the battery pack and mix it with the electrolytes. So every time you charge it, that boils the battery and it will mix the electrolytes in your battery. So you at least want to have 5 charge cycles on that car and at least take out 10 energy units. So I want you to run your car and then you can store that car. Now, talking about battery density and the acid in the battery. If you charge your batteries and they're all the way up to 12.65, that battery protects itself from the cold up to negative 76 degrees. But if you do not charge your batteries, that battery can freeze at 32 degrees. And if that battery freezes, what it's going to do, it's going to bust the sides of it out, and you're buying a whole battery pack. So that's very important. Now, another thing that we're going to do when we're winterizing your car is we're going to check all these terminals, make sure they're clean, make sure they're tight. Now, on the terminal ends, they are 80 foot-pounds, or 80 inch-pounds. I am so sorry. Now, when you're in here with the batteries themselves, you have rubber gloves on. You do not have nothing that's metal on your hands. If you do arc this thing out, it will hurt. And I can tell you right now, pain hurts me. So don't do it. Keep all the metal off your hands and your wrists while you're doing this. And be very careful. Now, 80 inch-pounds, right there. I know all of us don't have a torque wrench. And I know Club Car might get a little bit mad, but seriously, if you just take your wrench, be very careful. Just snug them. Now, another thing with the batteries, on every battery pack, it has a letter and it has a number. So it's the month and the year of the battery pack. So if you think about that, if you charge your batteries and you water your batteries, I know I shouldn't say this, but it's almost like antifreeze. The batteries will not freeze. And if you do exactly what I said there, those batteries will last 5 to 6 years as long as you water your batteries and take care of your batteries. All right, so when you're done with everything, you can buy some battery terminal protector and just generously coat those. One other thing I do is coat the bolts so it'll be easier to take off. And then you're done and you will be winterized. And you can come see us and we can do this for you. We'd love to earn your business. So on our charging system, we want to see when it's charging, we want to see about 13.2 to 15.5. Anything over 15.5 is going to boil the water right out of your battery, and your battery's not going to last but 2 or 3 months. So we're going to see how this car charges. So 15 volts, I mean, that's perfect. And now we're going to get into telling you whether it's going to be the voltage regulator problem or if it's going to be the generator problem. So literally on your voltage regulator, all you have to have is hot ground, hot going to your solenoid when the car's energized and running, ground going straight to your frame. And then you have one wire, right, that goes back to the generator. That wire goes back to the little 8mm nut, or 5/16 for your standard guys. And what that does is send a frequency to tell that generator exactly how much voltage it needs to produce. So you can measure the frequency, but I'm going to teach you exactly how to diagnose this car. So all we're going to do here is go to the ground side and make sure that our voltage regulator, and we know it's getting hot because the engine cranks. So we know we have 12 volts running into the voltage regulator. Now this black wire just literally runs right here to the frame of the club car, and as long as you have, and I like to go on the terminal, as long as that terminal is 12, you know you got a good ground. So we know that that voltage regulator has power and should be able to do its job. Now we have it unplugged because we're going to test the generator here in a minute. Make sure, positive, that you unplug the voltage regulator before you do this test, because if you don't unplug the voltage regulator, you're going to knock it out with the frequency that we're going to provide to this car, to the generator. So we have unplugged that yellow wire at the voltage regulator. So what we're going to do is what is called full fielding the generator. We're going to tell that generator, we're going to send a ground to it, and we're going to tell it, give me all the voltage you can perform. And that's how we're going to tell if it's the generator or the voltage regulator. So what this will do is when we fulfill this thing should just keep climbing from like 13 volts up to 20 volts. If it stops producing around 13.5 or 14, you know that generator is no good. It cannot do its job. It needs to keep climbing up to 18, 19 volts. And if you keep on the pedal, it should just keep climbing. Small side of the generator for the fields. And then we're going to watch this voltage and see if this generator is any good. So at that point, I know that that generator is good. I know it's either a bad connection or the voltage regulator is bad. And that is how you're going to test your generator from your voltage regulator. And that is just very clear on how to test it, and nobody can tell you anything. Everybody always says like Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, to clean that acid off of that battery. And I'm telling you right now, if you go get some scalding hot water, you cannot beat, I learned this from an old battery man that taught me a lot. You cannot beat scalding hot water. If you just let the gravity of that hot water, bam, no Coca-Cola needed. We're going to go over the chargers that we have today. This is for the flooded lead acid Trojan charger, and this is for our lithium car chargers. So if you start to have problems with plugging your cord in, you can simply take dry moly. You can take a silicone spray and spray that down a little bit, and it'll be a lot easier to go in. So with that said, we're going to go over how the chargers work and what these lights right here on every charger that we have now are going to tell you. So starting with the bottom, there's a little blue light here on the bottom of that charger. So when that blue light comes on, that tells us that we have AC power from your cart barn or your garage. Now when the green light comes on and starts flashing, that means we are charging. When this turns solid, that means the battery is fully charged to 80%. And then the top of it will start flashing, and we're trying to top off the rest of your batteries. So when this turns solid, it goes to 100% fully charged. Now, there's a little diagnostic light right up here. It can turn red or amber. If it does turn red, the charger is no good. You need to get it back to us. We need to see if we can warranty and get you another one. Now, if it does turn to an amber light, the amber light means that the voltage is lower than 42 volts, or the charger has got overheated. So if the charger was charging and then the amber light came on about 15 minutes to an hour later, simply unplug the charger, wait 5 minutes, let it cool down internally, plug it back in, and it'll start charging once again. There's one other thing. If it shows an amber light and it's flashing and your voltage is good, well, there is a fuse that you need to check inside the battery bucket. And with that said, I want you to think about your influence. Your influence, a lot of young people have their eyes on you, and I hope you put out a positive light. Until the next round.